Hi, I'm Wes Moss with Money Matters, here to talk about a topic that is on so many of our minds in America as we're thinking about retirement. How do you ease into retirement? And at the same time, this is the bonus here, increase your Social Security payment. Now, here's the deal. Retirement is very often thought of as black or white. Hey, I'm going to work all these years and then I'm just going to stop one day working. The working years are over and now it's all retirement, all play. The reality here is that that doesn't happen very often. Most retirements that I've seen have what I would call a gray zone, where you've got a period of time that you are, particularly for early retirees, where you're not quite ready to start taking your Social Security. You may be too early to even take Social Security. So let's say you're 60 and you're thinking about retirement, but Social Security doesn't even start till 62. And your full retirement age might not be till 67. So really, you've got a long way to go before Social Security either kicks in or gets to the full amount you'd like, or even if you wanted to wait till you're fully 70 to take Social Security, so it's the highest amount. Well, the answer here is what I would consider or call is this retirement gray zone, where you go from your full-time working to something that's a little bit less. Maybe it's a career change. Maybe it's going into something that is part-time and with a lot less stress, which again, so many of us get to retirement because we just can't handle the stress anymore. We're sick of doing what we've been doing for 30 years. We're sick of commuting. One of the biggest things I see for folks are just, they can no longer stand the hour commute each way, hour and a half commute each way. I'm in the city of Atlanta, and this is just like the same thing in Philadelphia and LA and Denver, wherever you go in metropolitan areas. Traffic can be just a soul-crushing part of your day, and you want to get out. Well, if you're not quite ready to do it financially, I think the gray zone concept, this period of time that gets me to maybe from 60 to 65, where we're working part-time to get us to a higher Social Security payment, to get us to Medicare, is very often the answer. Now, here's how I like to think about this. People will come into the office. If I'm not doing YouTube videos, I'm sitting here with families planning for retirement in real life. I like to do what's called a one-page financial plan and draw out a timeline that shows, hey, maybe you're 60, maybe you're 55, but we draw out a timeline from year to year to year, and we say, well, in 2025, your Social Security could start. But in 2030, your Social Security would be this much higher if you waited. Maybe you look at it and you say, well, Medicare starts here. Then I say, well, if I want to retire before that period of time, or maybe it's a pension that doesn't start till 65, but you want to retire at 60. We drop all those income streams in on this retirement timeline. I actually color code each different income stream. Of course, another big part of it is the income that you would receive from your investments. I call that investment income, and that can start technically anytime you want. But if, again, you delay your Social Security, you delay full retirement, it also gives you a period of time to continue to save and continue to increase your nest egg, or maybe not necessarily save because you may be taking a part-time job and earning less, but maybe you delay having to tap into your retirement assets. So think of this period of time, this gray zone can do a couple of really important things. And typically, again, we're talking about gray zone, which is going from full-time work to something like part-time work. You delay having to take your retirement assets or starting to tap into that. So you have more time to grow and less years to pull from it. And B, every year you wait, we know Social Security goes up and up and up and up all the way until you get to age 70. So this timeline exercise and identifying this period of time, maybe the gray zone's 2 years, maybe it's 3, maybe it's 5 years, but it can be a really important, powerful piece of your overall retirement timeline to put yourself in a much better financial scenario and get you out of a job that might just be too much to handle anymore. Maybe you're just totally sick of it. We talked about commutes, getting away from your commute. But you can't do that, let's say, if you're at your full-time job that you have to drive to every day. Maybe the answer is a part-time job that is something that's either in the same industry or maybe something totally different that we call the retirement gray zone. And it's a very powerful tool between the retirement timeline I just described that we do every day here in this very office, or the thought of doing this gray zone period of time with part-time work. is a very powerful, important financial planning concept that can have a ton of benefits. Here's a real life example of a family that I work with. This is, let's call her Charlotte. Charlotte is single and divorced, but working on her own, saving her own money, and the head of an IT support desk. 5 days a week, commute an hour plus every single day, just each way. Well, she got to the point where she had enough money saved, but she was still too early to take her full Social Security and didn't want to be fully retired right away. So she went to her employer and said, look, I no longer want to run the support desk. How about I take kind of the number 2 job? They said, okay, well, here's the deal. You're going to take a $20,000 pay cut in order to do so. They still wanted her on the team. She didn't want to be in charge anymore and do 5 full days a week commuting. She reduced her income by $20,000, still enough for her to live on, but maybe not enough to save anymore. But guess what? She got to go 1 day work from home and 1 day off during the week. So Wednesday's off every single week. So she went from 5 days commuting back and forth to really only having to do 3 days because 1 day is off, 1 day is working from home. Is there a way you can maybe do that in your job? This not only kind of gave her new life, it breathed life. She said, this is amazing. I go from this massive commute only to 3 days. It was just like really a perfect scenario and still plenty of money to live on, just not enough money to really save, but she's already saved a ton. So think of that as maybe that's a possibility for your employer. Maybe you have to switch employers in order to do so, or maybe your current employer will allow you to scale back so that you go into this retirement gray zone, ease into retirement, make all the other financial ratios you're looking at even better. Hopefully this real life story has been helpful to you in this concept of the retirement gray zone. Of course, please leave your comments and questions in the comments below. You can find me and the Money Matters team at wesmoss.com, WESMOSS.com, or the link right below this video. We're happy to try to help you through these same situations or do one of these one-page retirement timelines, we call them. Remember to subscribe, share these videos with your friends. I hope you have a profitable rest of your day.